mean, I'm excited to hear what the latest technology brings to this.
Right.
Is this have we got the newest microphone plugged in?
Well,
Wow. That was
well,
the clearest well I've ever heard from you on this podcast.
not plugged in.
How, if
Because
you're
when I
telling,
plug it, so when I plug it in, I can't hear you. So it goes into
because it
the
goes
phone
into
jack.
the jack.
You're still there?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hey.
You can hear that. Yeah. Yeah, it's basically like it's like a
Perfect.
one of them things.
Perfect.
But obviously when that goes in, I then can't hear you.
Put
So
it in and talk anyway, just so I can hear the difference.
hello, hello,
I
hello,
mean,
hello.
it's not great.
Can you hear it? Can you hear me though?
Yeah, but you're clearer without it. I don't
What?
I don't understand
But
how
it's
this Nicholas.
Hello.
Absolutely, absolutely. You've oh hello. Dark and
Hello.
light. Here he is.
yeah, big good.
Yep.
The eve of the big one.
So this is the latest contraption purchased. Obviously where's the microphone?
Clip on.
A clip on.
Clip on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got the old flipping down. But when I plug it in, I can't hear anything. And Mo says it's not very good anyway. So.
Plug it in and let Limo hear the difference.
It was
It's
pointless because I
new for
can't hear
this
you.
week.
Yeah, no, just quickly, just for like 5 seconds. Just
Yeah. New for this week. Yeah, got it.
How much is Jude
Hello.
going without Pokemon
Hello.
cards for this?
Hello.
not even that
You
good.
sound,
Hello.
you sound a bit like Doctor No vocal cords.
Sure.
Weird lady boy.
That was bad, is it?
You bought a Doctor No vocal cords converter.
It's the Vendems Lavalia.
Can I put a future message out to 18-year-old Jude as to why you're not going to be able to go to university, mate? It's
Yeah.
it's because your dad
Well,
spent all of your funds
well,
on different
the
microphones.
the weird thing is I bought the other thing I bought that the jack lead. So I think it was on Amazon or eBay or something. And like when you put a refund in, Amazon don't even want it back. They just refunded me it. They're like, don't want to send it back. We'll just send you the refund.
I think they saw the first 3 episodes, to be honest, Phil. Took pity.
We know you're incapable of sending it back. They just want rid of you. Just keep him quiet. He'll be back next week.
So,
But you're an absolute cash cow. Have you reviewed all of the products you've bought so far?
no, we'll just go at a natural.
Dude, if you are
Ed,
Let's give
listening
up on it now.
and you do go to uni, can you study media studies for fuck's sake, please, for your dad? Because in 14 years, I'm going to say he'll have spent another 12 grand on clip-on microphones, and none of them will work. You have to move to a bigger house or buy a lockup to store devices.
oh, there'll be lockups.
Unbelievable.
Right.
That's fantastic. But I will say it's the best you've sounded for a while, Phil. So there's no rhyme or reason to it.
No. No.
How
No, exactly.
How have you been, Nick?
All right. Yeah, all right. Missed the football, so I feel a bit of a fraud in this top. So I didn't watch the game Sunday.
Oh, really? What were you doing?
I was at Blenheim Palace watching Crowded House.
Bet.
It's one of the weirdest gigs, actually. It was a good gig, but just full of old people. It was like an old people's day out. Like, it was really weird. It's really weird. I've never seen so many paramedics at a gig, old walking sticks. Oh, it was so bizarre.
So we're talking OAP old?
Yeah, I'd say yes. Late 50s on, but a load of old people, and it was it was seated, but I couldn't take it. So we went and stood at the back. I couldn't bear it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
difficult to stay seated at a crowded house gig.
it is. Yeah, supported by Sheryl Crow.
Bloody hell. What?
Yeah, and Turing Brakes. So
It's good for it.
I mean, I was the only one who'd heard of Turing Brakes there, I'm going to say. Yeah, Sheryl Crow still absolutely cracking at the age of 62.
Still got it.
And yeah, I suppose, and Neil Finn's 64, so it probably makes sense, but I was just too young.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What,
I thought,
go on, Phil.
so I thought you were going to say they were supported by the artist you mentioned the other week. Can't remember the name.
Entrance.
What was the one you said?
Ultranate.
Ultranate.
Same difference. Well, Sheryl Crow, All I Want to Do Is Have Some Fun was the second ever single I bought.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell you what, she was brilliant.
Mm.
And so many good songs. My favourite mistake, found out that was about Eric Clapton.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently so.
There you go.
Yeah, Run Baby Run. Amazing. It's such a set. Brilliant. Very good. Very good.
And didn't you do James the night before?
Yeah, James and Ray's like the night before with cricket extraordinaire Walt.
Nice.
At the O2 in London, where we annoyed a lot of people by jumping a queue we didn't even know. 'Cause it's really weird because I can't remember. I think I've been to one gig there, but you're in a shopping centre basically, or the restaurant perimeter. So we were just wandering around, saw some people going in, so we just jumped in. Little did we know there's about 4,000 people in a queue behind where we jumped in. So these two couples went absolutely ballistic, and I said, "I'll buy you all a drink." And one of the ladies said, "You fucking won't." And so we just stood behind them for about the next 20 minutes and went in.
Fair enough.
It's really weird. Yeah, it's good though. Yeah, it's good. Good.
Yeah, I feel like if you're going to get away with cutting in front of 4,000 people, a James gig's going to be up there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. Yeah, so that was my weekend. What did you chaps get up to?
Like nothing worth talking about here. What about you, Phil?
Saturday went not too much, family time, and then went to Pizza Express for tea.
What'd you have? Pizza, I'd imagine.
I had a mushroom pizza and polenta chips.
Oh yeah, I like polenta chips.
Nice cross.
A Fanta.
Nice. Did you have a voucher?
I did. I got a voucher bought for me for my birthday.
Not a discount. You went to Pizza Express without a discount voucher.
What do you mean?
I had a voucher, like, but for like a free dessert or something.
Oh well,
like a discount.
We did get a free side because there's on the app or something now.
Okay, that's fine.
But that's not the reason we went. Was because get a free side.
I mean, what was the reason you went?
Because we had a voucher.
Makes sense.
No, I always think of
who bought you the voucher.
I
want to get to the bottom of this.
Probably a microphone manufacturer, I imagine, for boosting their share price over the last 6 weeks.
I think I got it
that company that's the most valuable company in the world. That's just overtaken Microsoft? Are they a microphone manufacturer? Or is it Nvidia or something?
Vendems
microphones, yeah. Have you? What I'm trying to get to is, have you in the past talked about your deep love of Pizza Express that's made someone think, do you know what wig you'd love as a birthday present? Or do they just know you love going out for a meal?
I'll probably said It's probably come up a conversation that I've been before, and they've just talking. I don't know.
Is it in your top three? Top three chain
Top three.
restaurants?
God, that's a big question, right? Blimey, you can't spring that on someone. Christ.
I know what my number one is, but I couldn't help you after that. Wagamama's is obviously my number one, but
Yeah.
I can debate after that.
I'd say Pizza Express in my top three, providing only on the basis of a discount voucher. I'd put it in that class that you like Ask or Prezzo, that you need a discount voucher to make it
To go there.
acceptable. Yeah.
What you think it's pricey for what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no, it is. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
It's solid, isn't it? It's solid. Being the dad of the pod, does Jude get you a present? Would he I don't know, get a bus to the shops, maybe get a train to the Bullring, to go shopping, or would Laura? Would there be a disguised gift? How does it work?
I think he'd get some assistance. Yeah, he's not quite the stage of hopping on the old rat to the Bullring quite yet.
He's not the general, is he?
No, he's not. He's not the general. But yeah, presents were kindly given, which is obviously all very much appreciated.
Was that a voucher?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, TGI.
Yeah, TGI. That's not still going, is it? TGI's? Is it?
I mean, we were there for your birthday, mate. So.
Oh yeah, we did go. Yeah, we did go. Yeah, I'm thinking of something else. Maybe.
The Frankie Benny's, Fatty Arbuckles.
I'll tell you what would be in my top three chains is the Pie Minster.
I went far.
Oh wow,
that's incredible.
Star Wars.
Yeah, it's a Darth Vader Lego.
Bloody hell!
And so it comes up like that, and then you actually then you get a little mini Darth Vader with it as well.
There he is.
Oh wow,
lightsaber.
That's awesome.
Because I've got the Stormtrooper one as well that I've got bought.
I mean, I like the idea of Kitty going to buy that. Don't know why.
Yeah.
I'd like to think Jude had some say-so in it.
Oh, we did, yeah. Absolutely. But,
what are you drinking tonight, Nick?
I'm on a Rivington Brewco Glasshouse. One for Massey there. He won't be watching the pod. He'll be
Lovely.
taking out hitmen on the Secret Millionaire Diary of a CEO fellow, wasn't he? But anyway, that's good, actually. It's good. I know what you were going to say there, Mo, and I concur with what you were going to say.
Yeah. Welcome to the ThighPad podcast, the cricketing podcast where three people, only one of which has been bought Lego Star Wars, talk about cricket. All three of us are in the ACC Squirrels Cricket Club team. Too many C's in that. And we are going to talk about it. But unfortunately, there were two games since we last spoke. There was the game that we previewed last week, which was an absolute washout, but we did get just enough overs in for me to have my worst bowling over of the season. Enough about that. And then Wiggy came down to watch and run the bar. That was lovely. And
when Wiggy said, when we said, why can't you play? And he said, oh, busy. He wasn't busy. Okay, fine.
I was busy when I was asked the question. I was then not busy on the day.
Did the voucher expired? One assumes.
He expected the Lego to take a lot longer to put together than it actually did. And then the Tuesday game that happened yesterday. Today is Wednesday, in case people are keeping track of dates. None of us were at. And from the WhatsApps alone, it appears to have been the greatest game of social cricket ever played. We would usually be able to verify that with the introduction of the man of the match. But unfortunately, the man of the match this week is Nick Kerr. So, I mean, the guy's a fun hoover. So, how he's going to inject any of the excitement that I'm feeling through the WhatsApp into this podcast, maybe it'll surprise us all. Who knows?
I know we've invited him for 9 o'clock, which is in 11 minutes. Are we all just going to leave at 8:59 and
Probably,
just keep recording?
probably
At least for a minute. That'd be excellent, wouldn't it?
It would be. I want to let you into. So, you asked him to email me directly with his email. So, first thing he did is he sent me a WhatsApp and a text, which I shared with you all. Today, he's done two things which are just so Nick Kerr. It's unbelievable. He sent. I'll let him know when I sent him the Zoom link, and he replied, "Zoom link received," but with an emoji of a car and an emoji of links. So that was the first thing. Instantly hated that.
A car and a what? A link. Like a chain thing.
Like chain, yeah.
God, he's such a.
And then the second thing he's done is he sent me a clipping. Teenage Nick on the spot to halt Lyft's bid from the archives in 1994. So he sent me a clipping of him, I'm guessing, playing. Yeah, I mean, he'll talk about it when he comes on. But again, instantly made me not want to do this podcast because of the amount of prep he's put into things that nobody, including him, wants to hear about, surely. But I am ready to be proved wrong.
He sent me a WhatsApp of a scorecard, which, I mean, I don't know how you find these. Obviously, you see him kicking around. It's got to be 23 years old. So I think he's probably booked a day off for this. And he only found out last night. I mean, yeah. And you follow him Pooks. So, yeah. I mean, let's be honest. On Saturday, pre-gig, basically, we're in London, me, Pate, and our wives, and me and Pate just spent the first 6 hours of the day just absolutely waxing lyrical about Brian Pooley. Yeah. So how you follow that with Kerr, it's like, well, I don't know, there's a metaphor somewhere, but it's big ask, isn't it?
When I was furiously getting changed for a game that was definitely going to get washed out, but we were still going to play or try to play for some fucking reason. I said to Mark George, because of the amount of positive feedback Pooks was getting, if there was any chance of having a podcast guest award at the end of season 2.
We need it.
It wasn't poo-pooed entirely, although it did lead to us talking about how much we missed Match Report. So we'll see. But yeah, I think Pooks has raised the bar, and it's good to have a level setter.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Kerr will do it. I think Kerr will. He's got it in him, isn't he? I think he's got it in him.
I mean, he's a guest, but this is basically his podcast because none of us know what happened last night, and he's got his questions. So fuck it, he has to deliver.
Good. And add to that we don't have a game the rest of this week to preview, and we'll do another one next week. So we don't want to preview the preview, do we? So
no.
A lot of weight on his shoulders.
Yeah, absolutely.
My mum and dad popped around earlier, just a sidebar quickly, and my dad, who comes out with the odd thing that I like to share, he came out with the sentence about someone that can't sing, that they were flatter than a spirit level, which I enjoyed.
That's a good one,
yeah.
That's good.
I haven't heard that. That's excellent.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, he's named the pod this week, so that's excellent.
Yeah. The other one, which I think I've told you before, but I certainly haven't said on the pod, there was a time last year that my cousin came over from Ireland, and so we were all around my brothers having a couple of drinks, and Dad had a couple of drinks earlier and was still drinking. And my uncle said, of me, Dave, and my cousin Courtney started saying something. I think we were stood up, and like I'm the smallest of the three of us, like height wise. They're big strapping lads, and he was saying something like, "You wouldn't want to come across these three on a dark night." Out of nowhere, my dad said, "Not Mo. He couldn't pull a fucking door shut." Basically talking about my lack of ability with the ladies over the years. Absolutely no rhyme or reason for it.
Hey, I did see yesterday. I was at this, on a side note, but I was at this event with work, and the founder of the Big Issue did a chat. It was absolutely brilliant.
Really?
Don't know. Yeah, it's excellent. So what happened? Just touching on last week, Mo. What did happen in what like? Yeah.
So
what was played?
Obviously, it was heavily raining when we got there, but we still turned up. Everybody was like, "Do we really need to turn up?" Everyone did. So fair dues. That's something right there. It obviously wasn't getting any lighter. Then we stood around for a while. The away team obviously not wanting to play at all. I would say 98% of the home team not wanting to play at all. Then Chappie flipped. Chappie did the toss, elected to field. DC, and look, we all know that DC, he's a shoulder to cry on. He's someone to lift your spirits when they're down. He's someone to make you feel the best he possibly can at any given time. So when he found out of what just occurred, he said, "You're a fucking moron," to Chappie. And we slowly trudged into the dressing room to get changed, to all go out in the rain instead of just the two people that would have been batting. I think we got through, I think it was over by over 6. I think we got 6 overs in.
Yeah, I think it was 6 overs. Yeah, they finished on about 41. I think of 6 overs. Did they?
Yeah, I mean, I felt they seemed like a good batting team. They seem to know their shit. By the time I came up to bowl, my head had very much gone. I was not in the best frame of mind, and I think it reflected quite heavily in my bowling. I think you would have been proud of the amount of wides I had, Limo. So
slippy ball, isn't it? Slippy ball.
Very slippy ball. Let's say that. Oh, that's the other thing. Just quickly, the biggest thing of all that happened from my personal point of view was I got to wear a cricket jumper. So I borrowed a cricket jumper off Mark George, which A, smelt absolutely lovely. And B, I thought I looked fucking incredible in it. And Jutt took a picture. And I think I look a bit like WG Grace in it. So I'm happy with that. I think if you're gonna
it was the old style sort of traditional knit,
very traditional knit,
as opposed to the sort of polyester style you get now.
Oh no, it was thick. It was absolutely beautiful, Nick. It's very warm, and you needed it.
Well, I mean, this could be the best guest ever. This could be. Well,
we're getting the most views. We're absolutely getting the most views here.
I mean,
we'll set up a paywall for this, probably.
Bloody hell. Bloody hell.
This
is why it's a video vodcast right here.
Hello. He's managed one of the two things. He's managed sound.
Mate.
I've managed sound, yeah. Unbelievable entrance.
There he goes. Doesn't sound like...
No. Doesn't sound like Alana. But
Alana,
still hope.
Have you got one of those voice altering microphones that Philip's got? Is that what it is?
Yes, that's the trick, isn't it?
Still here. Oh, good Lord, that's an ankle, isn't it?
Sorry, boys. That's too close.
Have you got it on the floor?
And just on the desk, isn't it? There you go. Sorry, guys. How are we doing?
So is this the first time you've ever done a video call? Is that... Can we...
First time on Zoom.
Okay, interesting.
Believe it or not, yeah. teams normally. So,
Lovely
yeah.
life.
Nationwide teams. There'd be a teams corporate, wouldn't they? Nationwide.
All
Oh
over
yeah,
teams.
definitely. A little bit of teams, isn't it? Most of the day. So
It's a solid microphone headset combo, which we discuss a lot on this podcast.
Yeah.
Terms. Is that your usual work attire?
sure, it's a bit of air traffic control going on here, isn't it? Without wireless, so makes it nice and easy. Don't have to can wander around here when things get a bit exciting at work, and
Do you want to?
not too bad.
Not now, but if you can fire a link over to Wiggy and where he can purchase one of those, that'd be fantastic.
Oh, definitely.
Welcome to the podcast, Nick, aka Alana. So, is this Alana's laptop you're working from?
So yeah, this is the family iPad, isn't it? So Imogen normally is in control, especially with mock exams and stuff at the moment. But yeah, it's definitely Alana or Imogen who take control most of the time. So
love it.
I rarely get to use the technology.
It's a new thing for you.
What are you studying?
Get to use the phone in it.
What exams you got coming up? What mock exams you got coming up?
Yeah, a bit of chemistry, maths. I think she's got hair and beauty tomorrow, so that's one of the standouts, isn't it? So
you saying chemistry with Alana's name on that screen is pretty wild, Nick.
Exactly. Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, Nick. So there's a lot of weight on your shoulders this week because none of us were at what sounded like the greatest game ever played yesterday. So it's pretty much going to be all on you to explain to us and the masses of people that are going to tune in for this as to what exactly went on and how you came to be the recipient of Man of the Match, which I think is always incredible because of the amount of hatred thrown towards you. For you to actually win at MOM,
exactly.
It's got to be an incredible performance.
I think the biggest question probably was why I was captain to start off with for most of the people in the dressing room as I turned up. So as you can imagine, there's a bit of uproar there, especially from probably CEO, who couldn't understand why he wasn't captain to start with.
So what has happened there?
Oh, I just got a text, like everyone else, as the WhatsApp group of the team got shown. I was the nominated captain for the day, so I'm more than happy to take on the role of captaincy. I think last time I done that was probably as a 17-year-old Sunday captain for Rylands Old Boys. So, yeah, used to Saturday night try and organise a team for Sunday morning as a 17-year-old out in town, time and envy, dragging in whoever you could. Typically not having 11, turn up at some random venue with 8 players. So, yeah, always good. But and then get my mum to do the tea and using the Sainsbury's discount card to achieve some magnificent feats of a spread on a Sunday afternoon. Absolutely. Yeah, so it was a good time. So yeah, to be captain yesterday was obviously an honour, for myself.
Rolling back the years. Do you feel like you've earned it?
Yeah, definitely. Do you know what I mean? The amount of years I put into Squirrels as a football club, and as a cricket in general. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what I'm owed, nothing else.
Come back after almost being, disabled a couple of weeks prior. What a comeback.
Exactly, and it didn't help having hand therapy that morning at the hospital and then telling me that I shouldn't be playing for at least 4 weeks. I'd already played a round of golf and played cricket the week before. So.
Because he's a bloody bloke.
Hope your physio won't be watching this, Nick.
No, I didn't bat yesterday, did I? So, and then it helps that you can. It helps that you don't. It helps that you can choose where you bowl as well.
So talk us through the game, Nick.
Yeah.
So far we've got into the changing room. You've been on 6 minutes, and we've got into the changing room. Let's go from there. Go.
So obviously all important toss.
Yeah.
We won that and decided to bat. To a few people's disgust, but I thought, we've got some good batsmen in the club, haven't we? Look at the senior pros there with George, Jut, Pate being his birthday as well. I thought we'd have a bit of birthday luck on our side, so I thought throw us in the deep end, set them a target, and then see if we could defend it. So opened up with Jurt and George, which seemed, thought they'd set the example, get us going, solid foundations, good, and they started off brilliantly, chipping away at the runs, and then unfortunately, George hit a nice square cut, too good, went off the sound straight to the fielder, just ran, and basically Jurt tried to make it, got halfway, realised he was never going to make it. Ball came in, a lot of fumbling around. Could have got in easy. Wicketkeeper takes off the stump. So knowing Jurt, he was looking good, and unfortunately, he's not.
He take it well.
I imagine he took it well. He took it
really well. Yeah, it helped obviously with Mouser not being there. Doubled his sort of anger probably. You know what I mean? And his miserableness during the game. So yeah. Brilliant start to the game. And then, did Pate come in? I think he came in number 4. Obviously, Magsy was there as well. Number 3, kept on his fairly good form. Unfortunately, got out to a good bowler because they've got some good bowlers there. Andy Law, plays for Oceans, played good level. And it was a bit of a tennis ball bounce yesterday, so it wasn't particularly easy to bat on either, especially given the pitches we've been playing on, low and slow. So he actually batted quite well given the circumstances. Pate got his 25 in and out, job done. So we had someone in the hutch. Then Belgrove had stepped in for us.
First appearance for a couple of seasons, maybe 3 seasons.
A fellow amputee with a Achilles injury. So
I think he played in John.
Well,
one leg.
No, just no. That's a bit too far probably, but he played really well. Got 21, and just kept going. So didn't have to bat in the end. So obviously number 11 DMB. So 137 we scored. So it was a solid target. So their team was obviously quite extreme in terms of age. They had a few guys 60 plus, and then a couple of 11 and 12-year-olds. So real good mixture there. And actually, the young lads come on to bowl some really good stuff. I think they play for the Saints, so obviously good technique. And did their team proud really. So, and then
so far, you haven't batted, and a few people have hated the fact that you've chosen to go. That the team have chosen to go into bat first. So it must have been an incredible fielding and bowling masterclass for you to get man of the match, and I cannot wait to hear about it. So,
yeah, I think it probably, we got everyone together at half time, didn't we? Give a bit of an inspirational speech,
Yeah.
as you do. Do you know what I mean? Basically,
brilliant.
Things I was concerned about is obviously if we drop catches, leave those behind you, just catch the next one. We bowl wide, we have a no ball, we use that extra ball, don't we, to get that wicket or just keep plodding along. So,
fucking hell, I wish I'd been there for that.
It sounds. I wish I had an image of Churchill. It sounds almost Churchillian.
Yeah.
So we opened up the bowling with Jut and Trini. So
interesting.
They started off well. Obviously, they had a left-hander open the bat who was pretty much having a good old swing, hit a few nice 4s and what have you. It was a tough start, really. Do you know what I mean? I saw a few heads go down at that point. It was a lovely summer's evening down by the river and then on the bank there. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, we thought we got a solid score, and they obviously got off to a bit of a flyer. So
where was it?
It was down Rushmere Road. So where Goons ground, where obviously we play against the Rover Pensioners. Obviously don't get very good result against them often. So, and then obviously NH had to play there as well. So,
have you got the scoreboard?
What's that?
You got the scorecard?
I've got the scorecard.
I was just going to say, because when he started off with a flyer, I mean, that's an understatement. There were, it's got here, 9, I'd say 10 overs, there were nearly 80 for no wicket off 10.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. Oh, really? Jesus Christ.
The
Yeah.
hell?
So you know what I mean.
One hell of a collapse.
We tried to defend the boundaries. You know, the short side, short leg side, one side by the river. I think we lost one of the new balls, which it's obviously not going to go down well with the skippers. So can't remember who was to blame for that, but probably me for putting on whoever bowled. So
Me. Captain's always to blame.
Captain is always to blame. Yeah.
Come on, let me just try and paint this picture. So obviously you're standing skipper. Just looking at this scorecard. 2 overs to go, and they need 7 to win.
Yeah.
How are you approaching that?
Well, with 4 overs to go, I had a bit of a discussion with self-nominated VC Mark George, because we had a dilemma in the fact that Belgrove, who had come to help us, obviously had Achilles issue, didn't really want to affect his cricketing season by getting him to bowl. So it was who was to bowl the last few overs. So I was going to bowl myself and George at one end and Gareth Foster to bowl the last 2, because everyone bowled 2 overs, tried to get everyone a game. And everyone really stood up and played well in terms of their bowling and everything, and fielding. And special probably mention to Fozzie, because he was on the cover boundary, just picking up everything. Everything was flying that way, and he was put a wild effort in, and then to have to come on to bowl the last 2 overs, along with myself in the end, based on my conversation with Georgie. He was like, "We've still got a chance here. I think you should bowl the last 2." So Belgrove, fair play to him, team player. You know, took it on the chin, let the skipper bowl, and then ended up being 7 off the last 2. And was it 7 off the last over they needed, or 5?
They needed so 1 over to go. They were on 132 for 2. What did you score? 130.
137s, 5 for the tie. Then off the last over. Yeah. And who were bowling last over? Kerm over here.
Yeah, so a young lad had come in, 12-year-old lad, 11 and 12-year-old lad. So I knew his mum from work, which, you're always a bit fearful of, aren't you? So you don't want bowling too fast.
Nationwide or Sainsbury's?
MBS, yeah, MBS. So, yeah. So her husband, we used to play Nationwide Burnside, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, MBS, yeah. Sorry for the jargon, yeah. I know how we struggle on this podcast every now and then.
No, we'll do a financial services acronym jargon buster next week, Kerms. But yeah, sorry, thanks for clarifying.
That's all right.
Fuck me.
Oh.
MBS.
I thought it stood for nice bowling skipper. There's your segue. Go.
Yeah, so basically, the guy at the other end did us a real favour, because even though I think he's played cricket for many a year, and he'd basically been in for 8 overs and got next to no runs, so it was fairly confident bowling at him that we might have a chance of pulling this victory off. So I think they got a couple of singles in that over and bowled at him for the last couple, and managed to get that all-important dot straight through to Danny Wright, who actually caught it in his gloves. Lovely. Do you know what I mean? Pulled that off. And victory was ours. So great atmosphere in the changing room after. Pete's birthday. Do you know what I mean? When it all comes together like that, do you know what I mean? It's just like, and it never, and for probably 90% of their innings, I think everyone felt that they were going to just get them easy. Only 3 wickets down as well. So
down and out. Have you heard from the lady from MBS since?
Catherine, no. I'll probably catch up with her to discuss things. So,
yeah, that's fine.
As you do. Do you know what I mean? So great day. And then went down the lakeside for a couple of cheeky drinks. Watched the Portugal game. Yeah, happy days. So,
did everyone put their car registrations in the iPad?
I think that's why we avoided the Brit, because I think Fozzie, suffered a big fine, didn't he, last year?
Yeah.
More than fines themselves. So yeah.
Yeah,
Lakeside, just a bit further on it. Yeah, and we couldn't go to the 4 pairs because probably just a bit too much market for us, isn't it, at that way. So Little Houghton, as you do. So yeah, Lakeside was lovely. Lots of England flags. A few bar was empty, so yeah, took it over, and
Brilliant.
yeah, as I say, a few birthday drinks of pate. Yeah.
What time do you leave? All nighter?
So yeah, it's a bit of a last orders were 10 o'clock, unfortunately, so I got kicked out.
Oh wow!
This morning?
Early.
Yeah. So yeah, brought the celebrations to an abrupt end, but yeah, nice while it lasted. So yeah, been plenty of chat on the old WhatsApp since. So it's been.
I mean, it sounded like, I mean, you haven't brought it to life at all, but it sounded from the WhatsApp like the greatest of games ever. I mean, you've tried your best, Nick. There's only so much you can do with that level of natural arrogance. Before we get on to the questions, I do want to ask a genuine question, because I know you are known for being one of the most naturally confident sports people I've ever personally met. When it comes to a last over where they need 6 to win and you're bowling, is there anything approaching any sort of nervousness for you? Or is it just, and I already know the fucking answer, is it just a very dull, oh, just do what I do? Is that what runs through your mechanical head?
Yeah, I think you just got to just believe in yourself, haven't you? It's like
infuriating.
And I think you probably did you see it? Obviously, temping bowling when me and Magsy have jawed off recently a couple of times.
Yes.
And it's all about bowling at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You got to thrive on these situations, and just hope you come out there, victorious. So.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Sometimes we crumble, don't we? But it's all about staying positive. It is a mentality.
I'd love to see you crumble. I'd love to see you go to pieces just once, just so other people can feel that you're human.
Can you not see me drop that catch the other day? That's going to pieces.
Exactly. It takes a dislocated bone for you to make a mistake. It's very frustrating.
I think you get a lot from you take a lot from Catherine, don't you? At NBS, I think she's a very she's inspiration, and I've heard a lot. I was reading a lot on the NBS website earlier about Catherine's leadership style, and it's clear it's had a big impact on your captaincy.
Yeah, I think we missed her since she's left, but it's just nice to catch up again. Do you know what I mean?
So next season, will you be putting your hand up at the AGM for a full-term captaincy? Have you got a taste for it now?
It's always enjoyable captaining the team, but at the end of the day, you realise how much you have to do as a captain, don't you? It's tough work. So chapping Car to do a great job. And you're always worried about things, aren't you?
So, I am at the moment. Yeah, absolutely.
Fielding, do you know what I mean? Batting orders, a lot of people to manage, isn't it? A lot of big characters in that team. So it's just Wonderful. Nice to see everyone play their part, and it's perfect finish, wasn't it? Perfect finish to a perfect day.
Yeah, it can't help but sound patronising coming from you.
Oh right,
I've got to see the head there.
I know. I don't know why it's cut the head off. We've got a Belgrove amputee situation. It's T1000.
If there's one person you could cut the head off and it wouldn't make a damn bit of difference, it would be him.
It's true. It's true, actually. We were discussing villains last night, Kerms, and sort of hate figures. And bizarrely, I thought of T1000. So I don't know. Yeah. But he does look a bit like you, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
He doesn't panic under pressure. We've got some questions to run through with you, keeping in mind that we're coming up to the 50-minute mark. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how many props,
see how much you can cut out
you've involved. But Nick has the dubious pleasure of running you through your man of the match questions.
Yes, brilliant.
Hello, Nick. Well, first question that we haven't off-piste. Have you watched the pod yet?
Yeah, I tend to watch the pod at midnight most of the time. After getting all the kids to bed, it's been a long day. That's you're
in a glass of wine.
Definitely, you know what I mean.
Big screen.
Alana loves it.
Yeah. You naked from the
as you
waist
can
up.
imagine. Yeah.
Do you think she'll watch
So, yeah.
this one because you're on it? Do you think?
I doubt it. In all honesty, yeah.
No, that's fine. When was your first game of cricket, Nick?
My first game of cricket was for Rylands Old Boys at Darlington Park, of all places. So
Wow.
Pete Austin, old school teacher at Rylands Middle School, one of the originators of the Rylands Old Boys. He got me in as a 13-year-old lad to play Town League cricket, Section 4. And to be honest, I remember Mum and Dad taking me down there and the team lined up to be introduced to me. And I was thinking, are these actually a cricket team? Because it just didn't look like a bunch of guys who had ever set foot to play cricket. Do you know what I mean? It was just a weird thing. I was expecting to see, I don't know what, but yeah, it was just a strange, to meet obviously all ages and shapes and sizes. You know what I mean? It was just like, yeah, bonkers, really.
Brian
And then
Pooley playing? Nick was Pooks
no,
playing?
Pooley was a
He
Timkin
mentioned
boy.
Pete Austin last week. Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah, did he play for Rylands Old Boys early doors?
His first ever game was, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, my
Similar
first,
story.
Well, it's probably a
Second
similar
Austin.
story. Pete Austin got everyone in, didn't he, to have a game. But yeah, it was just I think obviously the nicknames tell you all. So obviously Ugly was Roy Gordon, one of the bowlers there. Cyclops, Paul Lane, slow right arm spinner. Obviously Sturge played. Darren Sturgis, who obviously me, Miles and Blackwell used to take into town on to lounge one night out. Do you know what I mean? Must have been in his early 30s, 40s, I don't know. But yeah, in Blackwell's old red course. Great times. Keeping Miles afloat, on the lounge stairs, isn't it? So yeah, great times. But yeah, so
excellent.
I think, yeah, I can't remember. I think I probably ran someone out that day. I don't remember bowling. It was one of those things when you were young, wasn't it? I don't know when you started playing league cricket.
No, it's good stuff. It's good stuff, Terms. Quick question two for you. What's the favourite ever game of cricket you've played in?
It's a tough one, isn't it? Obviously played for many a year. I think one of my favourite. I've never really scored many runs in league cricket. I've either played in probably a too high standard to ever get above number 10 or 11 playing for like a first team, or basically whenever I'd had a chance to actually bat high up and been rubbish, basically. So, but when I was 17, we played in a relegation battle against Road, and I think it was a pretty wet, miserable day, and they had one of the better. Road were a pretty poor team, but they were one of the better bowlers. They had one good bowler for their team, so I think they'd scored 140 or 138 or something, and we ended up being 80 for 9. And I think I was in with about I must have got about 30 at that point, and number 11 came in, Pratash Patel, leg spinner. Mum and Dad used to own the Happy Shopper next to Eldine Lower School.
Good. That was a bloody good Happy Shopper back in the day. Bloody good Happy
leg spinner.
Shopper.
So yeah, I think he was 18-year-old lad, come in number 11. He ended up on 30 not out, and I think I scored my first half century, so 60 not out. So we led us to victory on that day, and it was just I think probably the first time I'd batted and actually felt like was seeing the ball. People say seeing the ball like a football, and it actually felt like that. I wasn't even trying to hit the ball, just timing things. It was just like very unheard of for me anyway as a batsman in league cricket. So it was lovely to pull that off. But I always remember the headlines in the paper was about the 18-year-old number 11 who got 30 not out. And I was thinking, I'm 17, I got 60 odd not out. Not hardly mentioned. You know what I mean? Didn't get the headlines. Not that one. About that one.
Did
But
you
great
ever
game.
go to that Happy Shopper? Did you shop there? So that'd be your
Quite
local,
often,
wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, too right. Yeah, Eldeen boy, Eldeen, Rylands, Dustin. Yeah, was my route. So yeah, many a time. So yeah, Tash was a good spinner as well. I remember taking a lot of wickets over Brigstock once when he on his day. Not many leg spinners in there at the time, and he was top draw. But yeah, but actually, in terms of bowling, one of my favourite ones was over at Wicken. So I played generally first or seconds for Crispins or Rylands, and we played a 13 game. I don't know if I'd been away at uni or come back anyway. Hadn't been playing a lot of league cricket and ended up playing the 13. I think you must have been playing actually, Limo, and Wiggy. I think you both played.
I remember
that day.
when we were getting changed. I think you've been on MBS business trip with Catherine. You just
probably,
Swindon. I think it was a week in Swindon at the management course. But no, sorry, carry on. Yeah.
So I think I think they won the toss and they elected to field, and we put on something like 240 for 3. I think Wiggy opened the batting. How many did you get, Wiggy, that day?
Probably.
You don't remember? No, but Pete Smith got 100 not out that day. Remember that game?
Your memory.
Bonkers, yeah, 100 not out. And anyway, obviously then we had to bowl them out to try and get the victory. And I think I was on for the clean sweep at one point. It was on, had 7 wickets, first 6 or 7 wickets, and then someone come on and sport it. Bloody Limo, innit, to the wicket.
Oh, really?
So anyway, I ended up with 7 for 29. Limo got his 1. I don't know about the others, but yeah, I think they're my best figures even to date now. Well,
so question 3, we always get a question in from an ex-colleague on the pod. This one's in from Catherine from MBS. Who's your favourite ever cricketer?
I think growing up, because obviously we used to go with the school up to the county ground and play the old quick cricket on the old outfield in the intervals. Used to go and watch Curtly Ambrose up there. Used to just love it, not even in just warming up in the practice. He was so rapid.
Who's your favourite AC Squirrels player, Nick?
Oh, everyone's got their own unique quality, haven't they? But I think Miles has always been one of my favourites. You know what I mean? Always got in him to jolly us along, can pull out some absolute blinding batting strokes, some lovely bowling, but then can go to the other end of the spectrum and chuck a ball behind himself over the boundary. You know what I mean? So absolutely top drawer, isn't he? Absolutely love the boy.
Do you think it's unfair that there's a regionalised hate campaign against you?
Unfair? Not really, I suppose. You know what I mean? It's just like hate and love are very closely mixed together, aren't they? So, do you know what I mean? It's just like, I hope that it's not one of those things that's like deep lying and real. But yeah, no. It's always nice to be in the spotlight, isn't it? Even if it is for hatred.
I think you've excelled since becoming a club hate figure. Well, I can't really remember a time when you weren't one, but it's it's definitely been heightened over the years. And I feel like you probably would have left the club years ago if there wasn't this amount of natural hatred towards you.
Yeah, it helps jealous all together, doesn't it? That's the key. Long may it continue.
Why are you so hated?
You're
right.
You're not hated by me, Kev.
Very true. Phil stands up for you a lot. You never deserve it, but he'll still stand up for you.
Yeah.
Going back to I think your last house sale, which had a big right move storm around it. Did a bowl of bananas on one of the images of that house? What sort of percentage value do you think it added to the property?
I think that added quite a bit. It obviously didn't help to start with that we had looked like a car sale with two cars pictured as instead of the house for the front cover. But when it did
Did
get,
anyone, do you think they thought the cars were included in the house?
yeah, I think so, something like that in it. But yeah, the banana I think it probably added on a good 1% to the investment, on the price there.
Final question, Kerms.
Yes.
Everyone's favourite who's ever been to a Kerms party or event, local legend Dick Kerr, has got a certain party trick that we all love. And I will never forget the first time I saw it. But when did you first see your dad walk on his hands in public?
Public, yeah, that's good. Yeah, because obviously normally he saves that for the front living room. Do you know what I mean? Christmas time,
Yeah.
birthdays, big occasions. One of the best ones at home was when he did it and fell forward and cracked his head open on the fireplace mantle. So there, that was always a classic. I think he's pulled it out at the Masonic Hall, but one of the probably the top ones was at I think the doctor asked him how fit he was as I don't know, was in his 50s or 60s, and yeah, he pulled that move out in the middle of the doctor's surgery. Brilliant, good lad. Don't know.
That was excellent.
That's Dick Kerr for you, isn't it?
Oh, how much fun would this have been if Dick Kerr was on? Have we done the impossible and made Nick Kerr a sympathetic character? Only the audience will be able to tell us.
I like the casual lean, the left arm lean.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hot in this loft extension. It's just like got the old.
Where are you? What's that? Is that a Velux? Are you at the top?
Yeah, Velux window. Yeah, just looking over St. Christopher. Over the Cricket Club, probably direction actually.
Anything from you, Phil?
No, I don't think so.
Thank you very much for joining us on this episode of the ThighPad podcast. Thank you, Nicholas Harding. Thank you, Philip Adams. And thank you, Alana Kerr.
Thank you for having us.